Now to those blockbuster allegations rocking CBS this morning. 6 women accusing Chairman and CEO Les Moonves of decades of sexual misconduct. The CBS board meeting today, and some members reportedly discussing whether Moonves should step aside as the network investigates. In a moment, we will speak with the New Yorker's Ronan Farrow, who broke this story. But first, ABC's Eva Pilgrim is here with all the latest. Good morning, Eva.
Good morning, Amy. The CBS board is expected to appoint a special committee today to investigate its chief officer, Les Moonves, and these allegations of sexual misconduct. But we are now hearing they are planning to go beyond that, looking into if this is a larger problem with the workplace culture at CBS.
He is the man credited with turning around CBS, greenlighting hit shows like Everybody Loves Raymond,
I Can't Breathe,
CSI, and Survivor. The head of CBS, Les Moonves, now facing allegations of inappropriate behavior, from unwanted kissing to sexual assault. The New Yorker magazine detailing allegations from 6 women, including Emmy-nominated actress and writer Ileana Douglas. Douglas telling journalist Ronan Farrow during a 1997 business meeting in his office, Moonves began violently kissing her, even pulling up her skirt. Douglas saying the physicality was horrendous. I couldn't get him off of me.
Douglas adding afterwards she was fired from her show and told by Moonves she'd never work at this network again.
Moonves admits to trying to kiss Douglas, but denies sexually assaulting her. And overnight, in an interview with NPR, producer Dina Kirgo says Moonves made an unwanted advance towards her, pushing for a dinner alone years ago when she was working on launching a show.
He said, look, you're really expensive and I need to know you're worth it.
She turned him down, and the show didn't launch.
And the conversation ended, and he went from being very friendly to being really cold.
CBS said that Moonves has no recollection of the meeting or the phone call. Now, the CBS chief saying in a statement, I always understood and respected and abided by the principle that no means no, and I have never misused my position to harm or hinder anyone's career. And this morning, some publicly showing their support. The first Wonder Woman, Linda Carter, tweeting, Les Moonves is a kind, decent, and honorable man. And Sharon Osbourne, who co-hosts The Talk with Moonves' wife, Julie Chen, also tweeting, interesting timing. Seems like an attempt to discredit Leslie before a major court case. Now, CBS is in the middle of a heated legal battle with Viacom, some alleging these claims may stem from that corporate dispute. One unnamed CBS exec calling it corporate hardball. A representative for the head of Viacom responding, saying any claim she is behind these allegations is false and self-serving. The CBS board saying they will fully investigate these claims and will promptly review the findings and take appropriate action. Amy.
All right, Eva, thanks so much. And joining us now from Los Angeles is the New Yorker's Ronan Farrow. Ronan, good morning. And as we just heard, we know that that board of directors is meeting today. What do you think they're going to do?
Amy, it's really not for me to speculate about what will happen to Leslie Moonves. And in fact, I think it's important to point out that the goals of these women coming forward, both the 6 with allegations about Mr. Moonves and also dozens more talking about a culture of abuse across CBS's different divisions, weren't aiming to take people down. The goal here was to expose stories that had been buried for a long time, of both this harassment and what some women describe as assault in this story, and also of retaliation.
So his accusers didn't say to you what they think should happen to Les Moonves?
I think it's going to mean a great deal to these accusers and look, to survivors of sexual violence and retaliation everywhere, whether a company is willing to take the kind of action espoused in a lot of the statements made since the advent of the Me Too movement when it comes to someone who is so essential to the bottom line. I think that'll be an interesting test, and I do think that these women want accountability. What that looks like is, way beyond the purview of what I do as a reporter.
Les Moonves has issued a statement in regard to this. He says, in part, I always understood and respected and abided by the principle that no means no. He said he never used his position to harm or hinder anyone's career. However, the women you spoke with said he did retaliate, or at least make threats of retaliation. And he also went on to say that he admitted making some women uncomfortable. He admitted to trying to kiss Douglas, but denies it was sexual assault. So where is the threshold for accountability then? By the statement alone that he made, some people might say that's room enough to be fired.
There's certainly an admission to swaths of this fact pattern. Obviously, this wouldn't be in print in the New Yorker if there weren't layers and layers of eyewitnesses, of documentation. I think these claims are quite ironclad. We do point out the denials of various facets of this, like the retaliation piece of it. But honestly, Amy, it's worth looking at just how widespread those retaliation claims were. And I do think it's important that there is that contrition and an element of admitting to parts of this. That really does show that as far as we have to go, we've come a long way.
And I wanted to get your thoughts quickly on what CBS, or at least some at CBS, are saying that this has something to do with a larger Viacom legal battle, and they question the timing of this report.
Yeah, we address that up front in this story and give that context. The reality is these are women who started coming forward and reluctantly beginning to grapple with whether they had an ethical obligation to speak after the advent and popularization of the Me Too movement. These are, in some cases, sources who called after the Harvey Weinstein story broke, and in other cases who took months and months of persuasion. This was a really tough thing for them to do, and we asked each one of them if this was connected to anything in that corporate battle, and they said no.
All right, Ronan Farrow, we appreciate your time this morning, and we will see what happens later today. Thank you.
Thank you, Amy.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.